Hello once again, Star Wars Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, here in my more relaxed Star Wars room, and kind of working on some. If you've been watching any of my episodes, you'll know that I've been working on my checklist, and I've pretty much completed it, at least up until any of the new items that are still kind of coming out now. And just to clarify, one of the things that I'm doing on there, I've kind of created a master checklist, meaning of action figures, everything that's being released, okay? And that's what I've been showing on the last couple of episodes. That's not an indication of everything I have. That's just an indication of all items that are basically released. I mean, for the most part. And I'm in the process now of kind of going through and just essentially checking off the things that I have. Now, I planned originally on using the draw feature on my computer and actually just literally circling or putting a check mark next to all of the figures. I'm a very visual person, so just having them listed, if it wasn't enough, I need to have the photo in there, which I know, increases. This file is already well past a gig, so a ton of photos in there, albeit smaller photos, but nonetheless, you add up. It's right now we're at about, well, just to give you an idea, we're at 10,000 words. Those are just the names of the figures. So, Luke Skywalker, 2 words, that kind of thing. Add that up, it's a lot of figures. And then it's 109 pages, right? So I'm actually just, I tried to check them off, but then what happens is everything gets shifted, the check marks stay where they were. I'm sure there's ways to align the check mark with the photo or things of that nature, but I don't really want to go that deep into it. So I just kind of typed in, excuse me if I'm buzzing here. I typed in, loose or mint on card or carded, or I just utilize stuff like that for my own benefit. Part of the reason why I'm doing this, okay, and is that I do see a light at the end of the tunnel in my future where I might spend my retirement selling off the collection. I know that seems strange. Like, why would you take all the time to do this? Well, I enjoy collecting. It gives me a lot of joy. And as I've said on previous episodes, I don't keep everything I collect. I collect it. I keep it around for a while. Some stuff resonates with me to the point where I'll never get rid of it, or I'll keep it for a very long time. Other things don't resonate. They were popular at that moment, and then I just decide to take it and sell it. For example, the Unleashed figures that came out back like 20 years ago at this point, where there were the larger statue-like figures. I just didn't really, I liked them at first, and then after a while I kind of looked at them and said, you know what, I don't really enjoy them. They're not really that interesting to me. So I ended up selling most of them off. The Star Wars Transformers, that was another thing. I kept one of those. I think I kept one Unleashed figure just to kind of remind me of that era of Star Wars collecting. So but in order to do this and to do this effectively, I'm looking at a combination of selling on eBay, maybe going to toy shows. So in order to do it where I can keep track of it, I'm, marking up everything that I have. Where did the figure come from? What series was it in? What year did it come out? So it's a long process. And by the way, I don't intend on retiring from my professional job anytime soon. So it's just the hobby is just kind of gathering the data and putting it all together. I enjoy that. I enjoy working with lists as long as it's pictorial lists and I can see the imagery, and it's a neat stroll down memory lane. But that doesn't mean that collecting items isn't still happening, and I still do enjoy. And there are things that are coming in that I do like to share with you. So as I've been kind of mixing up the channel and putting different things out there, there has been a few deliveries that have come in, and I'm going to share them with you now. They're kind of out of left field, if you will. So why don't we start with some of those, like these here. So these are things that they came in the mail very recently. And by the way, at the time of this recording, we are in the very end of March. We have one more week left of March, or half a week left of March. These figures came in. These are Funko Pop figures. Get this one out here from Entertainment Earth, which is where I ordered them. Sorry for my excuse me. The Star Wars Valentine Funko Pops. A little late, but I figured I had a choice. I can either put them out there for next year's Fourth of July. next year's Valentine's Day specials, or the episodes that fall closest to that, or I can just unload them now because let's face it, that's what they are. So there you have it. We have our Stormtrooper. I do not keep the Funko Pops in the box. I do open them. I discard the boxes. I know that's unheard of, but the Funko Pop itself takes up far less room than the... Drop all this down here. And I just like the bobble feature. I like how he's got the little heart. It's a cute look. I like the holiday-esque things that they do. I know they've always done it for a long time with the Christmas holiday, but it's nice to see them mix it up with the different holidays as well. So, bravo to Funko Pop. By the way, you might notice some figures here. These are all figures that I have to go through, mark them on the checklist, and then I put either a little label or a post-it note inside the little clamshell figure to say where it's from. Some of these, if were on previous episodes of unboxings, when I unboxed some battle packs or some box sets, I want to keep those figures together, at least on a loose end. So, when the time comes to part with them, I want to try to part with them as a set. So anyway, back to Funko. There's your Stormtrooper, and I do believe this is also a set of those. I'm imagining that it's just 2 of them. But let's see what we got. Oop. Yes, there are 2 of them here. Not quite sure why they didn't come a little sooner, but they didn't, and that's okay. We've got Chewbacca bobblehead. Now, of course, these are just repaints of other versions of the Chewbacca bobblehead that they have, which is fine. Oops, I keep pulling on this. Sorry. Here. Ooh, his red. I feel like that red, the plastic of the red of his face and upper head is going to discolor away from the body, because it already looks like it's staying a deep red where the body's kind of closer to a pink or working its way to a pink. But that might have just been the design. But there you go. I'm nervous. All right, and we also have Yoda. There are 2 more. There's R2 and there's Vader. I thought I ordered them, but I have not seen them. I don't believe they have come in the mail yet. So we will see. I mean, even the packaging is kind of fun, but like as I said, in my house, packaging takes up too much room. So I do keep a few things. If there's like multiple hands or heads or things of that nature, I will keep them, but otherwise, out they go. Or if it's vintage packaging, I'll keep that. There's Yoda. They're all carrying their hearts. They're all carrying their hearts of candy. So cute. So, these are the kind of things that I might actually put up in the upstairs part of the house during the Valentine's week, that kind of thing. So that's kind of a fun thing. But I don't think anything else has come, although, I don't know, this is from... Ooh. This might not be. I don't know if this is for the... Oh, yes it is. Okay. I try when just so like a little bit of heads up. Like oftentimes you'll see some of the boxes have already been opened because sometimes they're not marked. I don't know who they're from. Not that my life's an open book. Okay, what you see is what you get. But as far as I don't want to do an unboxing show and open a box and have it be a pair of pliers, which I did order the other day, or batteries, or some boring thing like that. So sometimes I have to pre-open if I don't see the address on it, and it said Pulse on it, which made me think Hasbro Pulse, but then it said something else, which I didn't quite get. So, but it turns out that it is in fact Pulse, and yes, we have. Oh yeah, you know what these are? I'll tell you exactly what these are. If you go back to my story, or you go back to my episodes a while back, there was a bit of a... Hold on, wait for it. There was a bit of a little debacle. Okay, we have 4 vintage collection figures. We've got Queen Amidala, Phantom Menace. We've got TIE Fighter Pilot. We've got Anakin from Attack of the Clones, and we have a battle droid, right? All right, so here's what happened. You can go back a few episodes and see the whole story of this, but essentially what had happened was I received from Hasbro Pulse a notification that they had shipped. Great. Then I received another notification that said they have been delivered. And I went, great. So I went out to my mailbox, and I went out to my porch, and I went out behind my house at my garage. 3 of the most common locations for when packages get delivered, and nothing got delivered. There wasn't anything there. So I thought, that's strange. Now, sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed this, but sometimes you occasionally will get a notification of delivery, and it'll come like the next day. All right. That's unusual, but it does happen. So I waited a day. Nothing. Waited 2 days. Nothing. All right, something isn't right. Now at this point, something is definitely not right. So I go on to the orders in Hasbro Pulse, and I look more carefully, and it turned out that they sent it to a different address in my town, which I thought was strange. Now, although what I will say, and it's hard for me to explain this without giving you specifics, but let's just say that not so much with Hasbro, but with other places that I order online, I sometimes will order something for where I work. Something, a professional item that I need to get for my workplace. And I have it delivered to my workplace. Nothing Star Wars, it's work related. And I think what had happened after a little bit of research is that I think that the autofill that happened on my computer when I was filling out my name and address filled out my name and filled out my address partially where I currently live and partially where my workplace is, both of which in the same town. So as a result, it kind of found its way to a weird place off one of the main streets in my town. So I drove over there to see if I could find it. Maybe it was sitting on somebody's porch or something, and I was gonna ask them I was gonna knock on doors and say, hey, did you get a package? You no idea who it's from? But I couldn't find it anywhere. So I said, all right, well, this is a bust. So I called, I emailed, chatted. I did the chat feature with Hasbro Pulse, and I mentioned this on the channel that they were very good enough to just send, since these were not uncommon figures, they sent them again. They just put them in a bag and put them in a box and sent them right away, and I got them like a few days later, and I actually did an unboxing with them on this channel, and I spoke very highly. I said, I got to give a kudos to the folks at Hasbro for being so kind to just send that. I mean, obviously they wouldn't have been able to do it if the figures weren't in stock, but nonetheless, I was pretty impressed with that. Now, and then after the fact, that was the end of the episode. I had not heard anything for like a week or 2 or even 3. We got to go back a little bit. It was like a shipping issues, I think is the name of one of the things in the title. And I get a call last week from a complete stranger, and they said, hi, did you order something from Hasbro that never arrived? And I was like, yes, I did. Well, we have it. And I said, great. How did you get my number? Apparently, they put my phone number, Hasbro had my cell number on the box, which is a little bit odd. I didn't know that they did that, but apparently they do. So if you fill that out, be aware that sometimes they'll put that on the address when they send it to you. If you don't want your number being out there, then you don't want that. I didn't really care either way. I'm listed everywhere and whatnot. You can find me online. So I didn't care, but they were nice enough to let me know. They left it out on the porch. I did feel kind of weird. I said, I'll go and pick it up. And I did the next day after work. I stopped by the house and they had it sitting outside their porch. I stopped the car. I walked over. I grabbed it. In retrospect, I probably should have knocked on the door and just let them know that I was here. But I think they knew that I was coming, and it wasn't a very busy area. So it's fine. I just felt like I was doing like the, stealing packages off of somebody's thing. It wasn't. I wasn't stealing. It was my package. And they told me to come and take it. So I ended up with the figures. There it is. Not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I might consider actually it was nice of Hasbro to send them. They're not very common figures, so they're not very uncommon figures. So I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. Whatever I do with them, I'll probably end up sending them back. Some people were like, "Hey, do a giveaway?" I said, "I don't know, guys. I feel like they sold me. I bought those figures in good faith, and now they are." I did get the second set of them, and I don't really need them, so we'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to tell that story. Again, kudos to Hasbro for sending those out to me. And again, thank you so much for watching our 3 of 5. I don't know. Maybe the other 2 didn't come, or maybe the other 2 got back ordered. I really don't mind so much. If I see them next year, I'll pick them up. But we have our 3 Valentines-esque figures, and they're fun. I know some people complain about that. It's really just they're just regular characters with a paint scheme, and I understand that. But in reality, it's kind of nice to have that variation for the holidays, for the different holidays. I wish they would do one for St. Patrick's Day, get a nice green set, and maybe something spring colored for Easter. I'm sure they're going to eventually do that. It's only a matter of time. So that'll do it for today's episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Check out all my merch on my TeePublic store. And by the way, I advise to check back frequently because stuff goes up and then gets taken down on a kind of a rotating basis. Okay, so there's generally new stuff going on like monthly, but you want to check and see because it doesn't always last. So it's a great way to support the show. I don't have a Patreon. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a Patreon, because I don't have the ability right now to offer extra content. So I figured right now it's just support the channel by liking, subscribing, sharing, and leave comments. I'm always loving comments. All right, I love to hear comments, including things I can do better. Again, this is just a fun thing I do. Okay, I understand some people are, there's a lot more bells and whistles. I do most of this with my phone, just to let you know. It's like including editing, so it's why it's a kind of a basic thing, and I like it that way. But if you have any thoughts, ideas, or if you want to help out the channel, shoot me an email, darthtuba77@gmail.com. And thank you so much. So until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.